let's try this real quick. There we go. I think y'all can hear me now finally. But hope y'all are doing well. Welcome to the channel. DeerGo207 with you. Formerly Boeing Fan 727, but let me just make sure everything's working good. Yep. Alright, so we can hear that. I'm actually going to turn me down just a touch. Alright, so welcome back. Hope you all are doing well. I'm here in Trainz 19 in what is Carrabassett in the downtown Trondheim section of the route, or the country. Here, just kind of admiring some of the lighting effects that go on in Trainz 19, especially those sun shafts. But I figured I'd showcase y'all not only the Carrabassett and showing you what has been going on and how the route has migrated over, but I'd also like to show you the Carrabassett as well and get some spotlight on that route, as I have neglected that route. I don't believe I have done anything to that route in almost a year now. The route has been in the hands of not only Sean, it's been in the hands of a gentleman goes by the name of Dummy Stick. I believe now he is the Betts Maybe or the Mets Baby, whichever he is so choosing to pick for the day. His name is Ethan. He is a former route builder and skin creator for Control Point Simulations, which I was going to say the route would be joining those over at Control Point Simulations, but unfortunately that has since ceased its existence due to the Class 1s being a bunch of fucking pricks. Someone just messaged me. It's my brother. But anyhow, so like I said, we're here in the Carrabassett. We're here looking at the city. We're gonna go ahead and move this on up. Now I have been noticing Trainz has been a little unstable. My computer still doesn't like 19, so it does have a tendency to crash. So if it does crash, well, my apologies. It just likes to do that. I was able to get a 4 GB external hard drive for Trainz, so it sits on its own hard drive while my flight sim sits on its own. So I'm keeping the two very, very, very separate. But so far, I have just been kind of coming in and looking at everything, and had to port over my entire content folder from Trainz over on my other desktop. That was a little bit of a chore. That took quite a while for that folder to transfer from one computer to the other, just because it's a I think it's 314 gigabytes or megabytes or whichever's larger, and so on and so forth. Yes, name change. So I've been going through a bit of a rebranding. I've been wanting to go from my old channel name, which was Boeing Fan 727. And I've been wanting to change to something a little more generic, something that doesn't just alienate me to aircraft, because the thing that I've always struggled with is that my channel name was Boeing Fan 727, but I rarely, if ever, had airplane-related content on the channel. Ooh, that wall's going to have to come up. That wall was higher. Read that something is missing. There is supposed to be something here. Yeah, it's got to come up. Sorry, I just noticed that. But, so, I rarely, if ever, had Trainz-related content, or I'm sorry, airplane-related content on this channel. So I decided to go with something a little more generic. DeerGo is my state's motto. It stands for I lead, I guide, I direct. So therefore, the gaming or the channel's slogan or kind of catchphrase, I guess, is I lead, I guide, I game. It's stupid as hell, but yeah, I believe that actually is the Salisbury Cathedral. I've repurposed it for Carrabassett related purposes. That is the St. Olav's Cathedral. which will be here in Trondheim. So a lot of these buildings have actual locations in the world. It's just they're being repurposed for my own uses. Um, but I've been, like I said, I've been slowly plucking away with Called Vaughn. I've been doing a little bit of foliage work here. A little bit, nothing huge. Just trying to put some trees in areas where they belong. Trying to get some of that. Next step is, like I said, coming in and kind of weathering up the roads. They're not this kind of base, like perfectly paved look, because, well, I don't believe the country has that kind of a budget. I'm still on the fence about this avenue here. I might end up replacing it with a hand-built road just so it kind of fits a little better, because I think it just sticks out like a sore thumb. We'll wait and see. I gotta do something over here. I gotta put some either businesses or maybe just some trees. I'm probably gonna put some businesses since it's down, kind of the downtown area. Might put a wall in here to kind of stick some businesses alongside here as well. But like I said, nothing too drastically has changed. I haven't done a. Well, I'm glad you understand. I haven't done anything too drastic since the last time. I am actually gonna turn down the draw distance and hope that kind of helps out a little bit. Because I can't remember exactly what the last thing I showed y'all was. Because if I go to my channel, if I go over to the channel, and I look at the last time I did a Called Vaughn live stream, that was 4 months ago. That was 4 months ago, so that would have put us in, I think, January or just about the end of December. And then I went full-time Flight Sim live streaming and, well, attempted to, and I'm going to move that over to my new channel. I'm going to build that community up, because this community is mostly built off of Trainz and all the other kind of bullshit that I do. And see, that's just gorgeous. Look at that. That's beautiful. Even I worked on some of the nighttime effects. And once this is all textured and all the buildings are in, maybe aside from those over there, but I mean, just look at that. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. So I will admit 19 does have better lighting. Even in the daytime, I don't particularly mind. Oh yeah, the Church of Rave has returned. Perfect. I'll actually just kind of take you through more of the. Last, like I said, the sun shafts are just incredible. So I'm gonna try to do is I'm not gonna try to put any more mountains right over there. If I do, it'll be probably like right over here. I don't know. I kind of like how the two mountains kind of converge like that. But I have worked pretty tirelessly to get the nighttime look correct for the scenery. Kind of get that purple hue to the sky. So, but I guess since it has been a little bit, I will go through my life update. Life has been alright. I've been just very busy. I've been working 2 jobs to try to stay afloat in this ever-changing world. Since then, I have actually quit one of my jobs. I left. I left the airport. I left the airport and decided to go full time at the restaurant that I work at, just because the airport wasn't treating us all too well. The airport wasn't treating us correctly, but I just the pay was the biggest problem. I just needed more money and they weren't willing to offer it. So, and I know it would be disputed between my boss and I, but you know, I had a meeting about resigning, and he asked what they could do to make me stay, and I said money, and I'm almost 100% positive that they said they were going to give me a raise. It wasn't anything huge, but you know, just something, something to help out, just a little increase in money. And then if I did truck QCs, quick checks, I would get an extra dollar. Well, the guy who was supposed to train me on truck QCs, um, was down in North Carolina because his brother was in the hospital and eventually passed away. Um, but I didn't have a chance to actually get those truck QC started because, well, he was down there. And so my boss was a little annoyed that I didn't show any interest from the get-go initially. And it's like, I can't show any interest because the guy who's supposed to do that with me and who's supposed to train me on all that isn't here. Like, you told me once he gets back, we'll go ahead and start and go from there. So if he's not here, I can't do anything. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm interested. If that means I get an extra dollar, like, hell to the yeah. But if he isn't here, then I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, so I just finally, through all the rumor mills and stuff like that, and just the toxicity of it all, I just said, you know what, fuck it, I'm done. I need to go somewhere else. And now I'm going to be focusing on full-time flight lessons, and getting my pilot's license, and, well, moving forward with my life, so. Because I have had enough. Had enough. But anyways, so we're here on the back side of Trondheim. This is West Trondheim. In kind of the arena district. Just kind of popping around, just kind of showing you guys what's really been going on here. Moved to the city's police station right by, figured it'd be good for the city's police station to be right next to the sports venues. Have like a little office park dealio right back here. Been trying to fill in this area with more of these older buildings. I do have some more that I need to plop in. This needs to be a park. There needs to be trees in here and so on and so forth. But yeah, not a ton has changed. If we go over towards this way, not much has changed up here. Yeah, I think I started to place a parking lot back in here for this is a little venue back here, kind of for concerts or just a kind of public civic center in Rosenborg. In the wintertime, they'll put like a public skating rink in here. They'll have a bigger parking lot back here, and so on and so forth for these mills. These mills are houses now, so that's where they sit. I could probably do some like underground parking or put a parking garage, but we'll wait and see. Still need to get buildings down and through here. I have reconsidered changing these from warehouses to something different, but I kind of figured, with the mills right here, it would have been wise to maybe have some like warehousing facilities just kind of adjacent to the mills, because these are basically old warehouses. That's a kind of a warehouse, or that's actually a machine shop. So I figured for the textile mills here, it would have been wise to have warehouses down through here for assorted other things. Slowly trying to get my grasp on what we're doing back here, because this is one area that's been severely neglected. Is kind of I don't even really know what this district's called. I don't really have a name for it yet, but this area has been widely neglected, while Rosenborg has thrived. We got these little houses in right here. And I'm glad like everything has a shadow now, because that really adds like some depth to the game. Is now that everything kind of has a shadow, it just makes everything look better. Like some things would have a shadow, but other things wouldn't. But now that everything has a shadow, it's like, oh yes, perfect. Like, oh yep, there goes the game. Crash number 1. All right, let's load her back up. It doesn't like it when I bounce around a ton, and I mean, Trondheim or Kaldvon is very graphically intense, so I suspect that might be something to do with it. Could also just be Trainz on the old on the external. I don't particularly know, but yeah, I'll take you through a little more Kaldvon, and then we'll move over to the Carrabassett. At least it loaded quick though. Alright, so we'll continue to bounce around. I don't think I did anything beforehand. This neighborhood's still kind of here. I need to actually just put trees. These are all just trees right here on the end. This kind of sporting facility. I think it's just a gymnasium at this point. Now I need to put something here. I'd like to actually get a scoreboard somewhere. But alas, I don't have a scoreboard. I'll find something. I'd like to put just some kind of sparse trees around the track. I just need to put trees through here, fence off this school, and then just more buildings back through here. More buildings around here, all the sorts, buildings back through here. I need to maybe downsize these buildings. I think they're just too big, and it's hard to kind of blend them in. I don't know. I'll wait and see, but these buildings are probably going to get downsized. This area is still looking great. Needs a few tweaks and stuff like that. The other big thing is, like, I need to get street lights. Just need to get street lights. Then pushing this way. The dam's still looking just fine. I don't blame you for looking for more money. I'd assume it's the same in the States as here in the UK, but inflation is 100 times faster than the wage. Yeah, that was the problem, was like everything got twice as expensive. Like everything doubled in price. Gas went from like $2.50 a gallon, now it's up at $4. And I know like the rest of the world's gas has been expensive and stuff like that, and we've had it pretty easy over here in terms of our gasoline prices, but like because we've had it so easy, you know, this is new to us. Like gasoline, I believe my stepdad was saying, is like $6 a gallon over in California. It's $4 a gallon here in Maine. It's just, it's expensive. It got expensive, and I don't particularly have a very fuel efficient car. So it hurts. It hurts to go to the pump. It does. So but yeah, like foods got expensive, like everything just got expensive, and like everything's going up, and like beforehand I could afford to get by, but then heating oil got expensive, and then food got expensive, and then my gasoline got expensive, and all like my day-to-day items got expensive before I could catch up. And it was just a game. Now it's like I'm playing catch up with a lot of other things, and now I'm playing catch up with the world around me. It's like, oh great, here we go again. This is also hold on. This is a cool area that I've been working on lately. So this is the main avenue that comes from. Oh shit! What's this town name? Hammerin. From Hammerin. So this main avenue is going to hook up over here in kind of this bigger district. There's going to be a paper mill back here too that will get rail served. So there will actually be some like switching ability here in Kaldvon. But there will be a paper mill over there. So this is the main avenue that passes through, and it comes through Sorgenfree. But the problem was, I was thinking, alright, so how do I get this main avenue from here? Like, where does it dump out? How does it go? Like, what does it do? Yes, Carrabassett 19. I will be doing a showcase here shortly of the Carrabassett. I'm just talking about the Kaldvon, but the Carrabassett is in 19. Everything's at 19. I've upgraded to 19 officially. I had to get with the times, just in time for 22. So I'm sat here like, all right, this avenue needs to go somewhere. I don't know how it's going to do it, but it needs to. I can't take all that traffic and then just dump it onto these little streets, because most of these roads, because of how tight Sorgenfree is, this is a one-way that comes to the airport. This is a two-lane road. This is a two-lane road. And they can't expand because it's tight. So, and I'm like, well, I can't really. I mean, I could, but in order to bridge over not the elevated rail line, the highway, I'd have to have this giant, it's have to start back here, come up, hook right, and then come down. So I'm like, you know what? We're actually going to burrow under the highway, and it would be a little bit of a flooding risk. Um, but they have the dam over there, so they have a little bit of flood control. Um, but the road's gonna have to come under the rail line, the highway, and then I'm like, well, there's also this other road here. I'm like, all right, so I'll burrow it under, and then I'll give like an on and off ramp just for, um, heading in that direction. If they want to head back over here, then they're gonna have to head over to the other side. It's or they'll have to turn right here. So this road doesn't have any act doesn't it don't have no. Hold on. Yep, same here. We're having cost of living crisis. Not sure how it's been covered in the U.S., but it's our worst in history. Through by next year. Oh, and our chancellor of the economy Texas had a green card status, and he paid U.S. taxes, and his wife is. She paid no tax. Oh, that's great. That's lovely. Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. I got my fair share of gripes to give. But so, this avenue here is going to bridge over, which will allow us to open up into this area, maybe for some sparse and light housing. What are you? What? No questions for the day. Potentially to have a small road that comes along here, which would allow us to hook up into Hamron again to have some more opportunities back here. That was always another wonder of mine, is like, where's this road going to go once it gets over here? Well, it can go into Sorgenfri, so it'll cross the river. So this is a bulk of what I've been doing, is working on that. But if we move along before it crashes again. Now, unfortunately, I suffered a bit of a defeat because I used a texture over here at the airport that apparently didn't translate well into 19. It's just playing City Skylines in a train simulator. Basically, that's all I'm doing. So the texture I was using, I don't remember what texture it was, but it didn't. I don't know if it was a payware texture only in 19 or whatever it was. I can't find it. But unfortunately, all the asphalt textures here at the airport that I use for the main airport surfaces are now grass. So in terms of going eco-friendly, the Trondheim International Airport is doing wonderful. We've really achieved an eco-friendly status. But fortunately for our jets, the fuck? Like birds for a second. Unfortunately for us, we do have to go through a large repaving project. Even for the road outside here, which I'll change this up to not match the airport asphalt so closely. But that's kind of my only real defeat that I've suffered in since I moved over to 19. But I was building a little private jet FBO, I think in one of the last streams, or maybe just by myself one night. So this is for corporate jets to fly in and out of Calvan, which I'm actually quite a fan of. I spent a lot of time doing that. The company is called Aurora Aviation. They're part of the Air Elite corporate FBO group, whatever you want to call it. That's actually what my old job at the airport was affiliated with. We were Air Elite. But unfortunately, I left that job. So I am planning on probably building a small fighter jet outpost here or something. I don't know. I gotta do something either over here or over there. Here is Krigerhaven. So gotta figure out its like industrial area as well as the port. Because the port, we have the oil docks, which sit here. I feel like I'm missing something. Maybe I'm not. We have the oil dock, then we have the smaller container port, which probably could extend that track out more, which would help us out greatly. There was a building there that's no longer there. Okay. I have to change all the grass textures, stuff like that. But so far, I'd say it's not looking half bad. I just kind of add, like I said, add a little more depth to it. And I have to figure out, what am I doing with this street running now? Oh yeah, it goes to the industry. The other thing is, this is the freight line over here, the main line comes by. Bridges over the highway. I also have to figure out where my first rail yard is going to go, because how big is this city supposed to be? So this is actually a country. I jumped off the deep end. And downloaded a part of Iceland as my country. So we got Trondheim over here. We got some smaller towns over here with the freight line. Well, freight and passenger. Freight line comes in over here. I wonder, can you see the whole mountain? Oh, yeah, there it is. Let me go over here to the town real quick. And there's the city. City sits just back up over there. Because actually, I think you can see... Yeah, you can see one of the buildings over there. Yeah, that's the Allegiant Lines Tower. Which, if you get up slightly high enough, you can see it sticking up way back there. That's kind of cool. Yeah, then there's the largest mountain in the country. Gotta do something with these textures, because they just look flat. I don't know if that's just how 19 works, where people are complaining about some of the how the textures work. This is the small town of Hasvik. Small little community, but gotta do more like grass. Gotta put some grass in through here. It's just a small fishing port. They have a rail-served fish processing plant, and they get their diesel delivered. It's just a small town. It's supposed to be another town just up the way, which I have to do some work over here, because the rail line goes alongside this kind of cliff. It's supposed to be a road just above it. So either I need to straighten this out and then just put rocks in down here and level that. Probably what I'm going to do is I'll probably end up doing that. So this is probably going to curve here and then just go straight instead of kind of curving along. Except for here, it's got to obviously turn. Comes into another town, which I haven't named yet or built. They do have a little port down here, which I'll need to tinker with. I'm probably going to end up like cutting some of the terrain. Ah, that's nice. I bet they get a lot of daylight in the morning. Let's see. Kind of, sort of. Yeah, they get daylight. But in the evening, around about 7 o'clock, the mountains get in the way. And they go into darkness. Huh. It's kind of nice. I didn't get that in Tane, so that's kind of nice to see. Yeah, the rail line comes through here. I don't know if they'll be on the stop there or not. Comes along, gotta put a tunnel. We come through here, come around, let me go across the long bridge. And the rail line has to meet over here at this lift bridge, so ships and such can get under here, because this is the Nidsundit, or the Nid Sound, the Delva Sound. So ships pass through here, the Straits of Nadelva or whatever, so that has to be a lift bridge. But this is where the two rail lines in the country split. So either you go right towards Hasvik and you go around the mountain, or you can hang left and go towards Narvik, which Narvik I started creating. Actually, no, we'll fly along. We'll take a look at the train as we fly along. Narvik is way over here. Make sure we're not flying over there because it's going to take me all day. Narvik, I believe, should sit somewhere. I believe right here. Nope, I lied to myself. Okay, maybe more this way. Ah, there it is. Nothing really insane to look at. It's just a few buildings that I plopped down. Just trying to get an idea of like what I wanted over here. Might be too many large buildings, but ideally nothing insane. Like the buildings will never get this large because our tallest building is about yay high. So I don't want anything close to that. So building a small community over here, which will be another kind of major port, so there will be a rail yard nearby. I do need to go in and kind of hand build some terrain over here to kind of create the shoreline on this end of the island. No, Narva. No worries. Need to kind of either yeet that or build something out of it, which I don't know what we're going to do over there. And then the French side of the island, or the old French colony, sits over here, which I was trying to work on last night, but I just decided to go away. So that is Caldvon. Now that I've chatted your ear off too long for this, now we move over to the Carrabassett. Now, I think it's been, let's see, the last Carrabassett live stream I had on this channel was, there's the Heart Cell in Madam Munson. So I operated the Carrabassett Valley Railroad a year ago. I did my last Let's Build the Carrabassett also a year ago. So it's been about a year. So let's go take a look at the Carrabassett in 19. Alright, I believe I'm looking at the ground. I am looking at the ground. So this is the Carrabassett. We've trimmed out some baseboards so you can now see through the floor. Alright, where the hell did I end up? Alright, so Alright, I know where I am. So I'm going to turn the settings down so I don't absolutely brick my computer. Is that my Toby? Oh, it is my Toby. Hello. You're a cat. Congratulations, you won. Sorry, I have to take a mandatory Toby petting break. It's mandated by the union because he's a cat. Oh, what a guy. What a guy. This is my cat. Toby, you know I'm live streaming, right? And you're being a love. Alright, I have to pick you up now. You're being picked up. Yeah, I know. You're all comfy on the floor. You're rolling around. Oh, what a guy. Oh, what a guy. What a guy. If I had a camera, I'd turn it on for you guys, but I don't, so you'll have to imagine it's a cat. No, that's my keyboard. How about we not and say we did? You're not a keyboard cat suddenly. Alright, Tobes. Go be a cat. There you go. Good job. I'm proud of you. I don't know for what, but I'm proud of you. Get your hair off my keyboard now. Alright, so this is the Carrabassett Valley Railroad. Any questions? Let's see. Let's turn to noon. Yeah, I'll go to about noon. Hi, Toby. Hello. Yes, a cat. You are still a cat. So actually, let's start up, I think the last area he scenicked was over here. So, Ethan has had the Carrabassett for quite some time, and he's been the last one to do anything with the route. So he has started scenicking as far south as here. This is the actual Carrabassett itself. So this is Poplar Stream. There's the actual Carrabassett Valley itself down there. So this is the big long bridge that came through. He ended up putting a tunnel back in instead of a large cut. Oh shit, you can see the other side. Wow. So we have this tunnel here. And he went ahead and put trees all throughout. And we come out on the other side of the tunnel over here. As tunnels work, you know, you gotta come out some other side. So we still kind of have this large kind of cut. You can see here the track bed is raised up. What are you doing, you cat? And they tell us that unions are evil. But Ethan has gone in and he's done quite a lot of work, especially with you know, putting in these rocks and such, and making it look a lot like Maine. Like this just screams Maine. You're a cat. I can't keep petting you the whole time, buddy. I got a live stream. Oh, okay, I can keep petting you. This is nonsense. Nonsense. Alright. No more pets. For now. But, you know, coming through here, and I mean, so we're going for kind of a fall look right now, and later down the line when we actually get the route in a release state, we will kind of come back through and do a winter version and a summer version for y'all to enjoy. Oh, now he's coming over here for the pets. So the line kind of starts swinging left. And so this is, oh crap. This is Hudson or Houston Brook. One of those. Oh, it's a Jeep. Oh, look at that. I didn't see that the first time. So the cool thing is the line comes over through here, bridges across, and there's a waterfall, which he did put in a waterfall right here, which is actually there. There's actually a waterfall there in the real world. Might not look exactly like that, but the cool thing is you come over this bridge, which I love, underslung trusses. You come over this underslung truss, and then you look out the cab window, and there's a waterfall right there. That's just beautiful. And looking back down the river this way, I mean, just all sorts of rapids and rocks, which is very true to Maine, especially up in this way. Um, so now we're kind of coming up into the actual Carrabassett Valley. Beautiful rock faces and stuff. A lot of just the trees look correct. I mean, he did a great job, and it's going to be very, very hard for me um, to try and replicate all this. This is an area he didn't get to, obviously, as we start to come up out of the lower valley. So we have Carrabassett siding here. Main line's off to the right. The actual siding itself's off to the left. There is supposed to be a stream, which I believe goes pretty much right through here. I don't think he modeled yet. No, it doesn't look like he did, because the stream kind of comes right through here and around the airport, so I'll have to figure that out. Siding ends. He did a lot of signal replacing too, so the signals are all different. Hi, Toby. You are a cat. He is just not letting up on the pets. He wants more pets. We're approaching the ski resort, Sugarloaf. So there's Sugarloaf off to the left. And because of Sugarloaf, we have a train station right over here that he was putting in for Sugarloaf itself. This is something that Sean... Oh, wow, look at this building. I was going to need to say Sugarloaf or Bigelow or something. That's a beautiful little building. Wow. Oh, I love that. I don't know who made this exactly. That's beautiful. Look at that. Oh, I love it. I love the stone. Oh, that's gorgeous. I actually haven't looked at this building. So I'm seeing this for the first time. But I mean, the track work through here is great. This is a nice pine liner station. It's nice and long. We'll have to gate this off. But the pine liners itself can pull up, clear the crossing, no issue. And then will probably be like a little bus that comes down the hillside over towards Sugarloaf, which will probably enter here, right, and then over towards Sugarloaf itself. Moving along, we're pushing out of Carrabassett Valley and Bigelow. We're heading towards, I forget what township this is. It's actually called a plantation, but we're heading towards Eustis. Not a lot of work through here, but it'll be fine, because this is just mostly woods and stuff as we kind of go past the Bigelow range. So I used to have a siding here that went down towards Stratton Village. He yeeted that, which is perfectly fine by me. Now, I have to dig it up real quick. Wait, you guys can't see because I'm only streaming the game. So this is the new entrance to the siding for Stratton Village, which goes down towards a lumber company. So it kind of comes down. It'd be kind of cool to have the two rail lines like that, but he kind of snaked it along through here, did a little curve around, and then it comes back, which I think obviously is a better idea than what I had previously. Allows the trains to actually kind of come down and be able to, well, come to the facility without killing themselves. So it does add a little more trackage onto it, but all in all, it gets the job done, and I think he did a much better job of achieving that than I. Something that did suck was he did scenic this area originally, but he had a 19 crash that corrupted the route, so he had to backdate to a point where this wasn't scenic, which kind of sucks because he had, I think, all this scenic. I wonder if I can find a picture or not. Let me check. Let me see what he would have had. Okay, yeah, he did. I wonder if I could share it with you. Let me see if I can't fix that. Game capture. It's taking a second. Yeah, I don't think it wants to catch that, so that's fine. We'll just go back to 19. But it was a very nice scene, and he had it scenic very well. Lots of trees. He actually ended up replacing the bridge, um, which was very nice. So this is the new entrance to the Rangeley Secondary. There would be a second track. It kind of comes along. I don't know how that would have been worked in. Um, I'll probably talk to Sean and Ethan about that, of how that would have worked, because this was supposed to be a double main coming through. As you can see here, we have like the old siding. There'll probably just be some ties and shit. Um, I don't know if this crossing actually works anymore, but there's supposed to be a lumber company way up here. He was working on that at one point. Like I said, obviously now it's changed, so I don't really know what we're gonna do. But he did change that, so it's not so far down. But that's the old Rangeley secondary entrance. But he did add water to Flagstaff Lake, so there actually is water for a change. He was starting to work on the road through here, which was really cool. This is all like kind of wetlands, so I kind of have to put some tall grass through here and whatnot. But there's actually cool because there's like a little turnout here where I sat and took a couple of photos, and I was able to kind of look off this way and take photos of here and where I would have sat right about here. And it's cool to kind of come here in Trainz, and albeit it doesn't look obviously exactly like it did when I went up there, still to be able to see the bridge and be able to kind of see where I would have been and see the lake around it, it's like, that's fucking cool. That's fucking cool. So I'm pretty happy about that. So, oh, it's Toby. Yes, you are a cat. I'm petting you. So, but coming into and across this bridge here, which I think this bridge is a little overkill. Like, I don't really think we needed a bridge this huge to come across something so shallow. I mean, it's wide, but I still love the bridge. The bridge is cool. We'll keep the bridge. So, like I said, I think it's a little overkill, but it is what it is. So we come in here now. And it's nice because he had like a little underpass. We have the new station for we added a fence, so I like that fence. The new station for Eustis. So this is where the now the Flagstaff Flyer will terminate. But we have the entrance to the yard over here. We have the double main kind of coming through. Some sort of facility off over here for logging trucks. My road that comes across and goes off towards insert logging company here. What, Toby? You are needy today. You are very needy. I'm not doing the pets on demand. But this crossing, though, and it's just so nice. The signal bridge and everything is just really nice. Crossing doesn't work. I had to get it fixed. I think stuff just kind of borked as he was, or either he was just, switching stuff around, so he deleted some things. But this is Flagstaff Yard. It's a nice gate. I'll have to keep that in mind. But this is Flagstaff Yard. The new Flagstaff Yard. Ooh, look at that. That's nice. All nicely weathered and dirtied up. Couple of missing texture, or well, a missing texture there. I'll have to get that fixed. A deep puddle. But a true and proper kind of yard, more or less. Kind of small engine service area. Nothing huge. Fuel tank. A smaller support facility. Just some debris lying around. So, did a very, very, very nice job on this yard. And even kind of this old spur that goes up this way. I think this is actually the lead to go turn the Flagstaff Flyer around. I could be wrong, but the fact that like he even put like this transmission pole in here where a couple power lines meet, that's attention to detail, and we appreciate that deeply. We'll go ahead and continue on. We're pushing out of the yard now. Another nice signal bridge. Beautiful kind of rock cut through here. So this is going to be kind of the norm for the railroad. He also put mileposts in, so we actually have I believe the whole subdivision milepost. Cemetery that is actually there. A nice little church, which this fits. Like, this is stereotypical Maine. Just in a little wooden church, little white wooden church. I do like this dirt road that comes over and fenced off, leads into someone's land. An old truck just kind of off in the side, like Maine. This is home. This feels like home. And he actually got a lot of the trees right too, because in this area there was just these tall pines. There wasn't a lot of mixture of trees. There was a little mixture, but a lot of tall pines, and he got the transition correct, which I'm impressed with. They did that. But he got the feel of this area as I was driving through, because even I noticed it. I'm like, oh, so we've gone from, kind of a mixture of trees to just what people assume Maine is, the tall, towering pines. So he got that, and again, something that I'm very appreciative of. Some dirt roads that are back here, kind of go off into whichever way. As we exit the siding, head back up to 45 miles an hour. Of course, we have the road down here, which nice little gas station just off in the sticks. Used that before, but just again, Maine. So we did some work through here, and there are houses over here, and then guys, I guess this is the limitation of trains kind of coming through. But he put some like smaller cabins and stuff, some kind of like wooden little shacks and outposts people can go camping in.
Home Central, baby. You can count on us. Home Central. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. That's the way to go. Home Central, baby.
Oh. His neighbors must love him. But anyways, so yeah, we get kind of the whatever the fuck that was. Oh my god, it's going again. But yeah, so we just have these kind of like small, kind of like log cabins out here as we pass through. Ooh, actually, that's a nice house. I like that. Ooh. I might have to use that in Caldvon. That's a nice house. We kind of come through here, and this is kind of like a newer kind of like planned development with houses, and has this like nice little lake in the middle, and we just kind of come across. There do be a dude fishing. He's a very happy chap, happy fellow. But some nice detail, like people could just be out here enjoying their picnic, and then a fucking a whole ass SD40-2F intermodal just comes screaming by and blows your eardrums out, and probably makes your child develop interest into trains that they just don't need in their life, because goddamn trains. But no, some very nice kind of cabins as we pass along through here. I mean, they are kind of all the same, but who really cares? I mean, it is what it is. Pass through a nice little stream on the backside. This little rocky area. I love this bridge. Yeah, that's gonna be some very nice scenes as you just kind of come along and trundle by. Got the road over here. This little dirt road. Very much getting the feeling of, being in a nice rural area. Nothing too drastic as we pass through here. I do love these signals for whatever reason. We cross 27 again as we get out here into kind of this like wetland area that he worked on. Which, I mean, look at this. I mean, this is beautiful. You definitely got like these ponds that are kind of over here, figured out really well. Oh my, what the fuck is that? It's a nice little camera so you can get a nice view over here of the trains passing along. I mean, that is a lovely view. There will be Easter eggs on this route. I forgot that was there. If I would have known, I would have moved it far away. So y'all wouldn't have seen it, but we forgot. Nice little low bridge coming back over the creek. And he didn't touch my rail line too much, which I'm kind of happy about, because he definitely got the route and was like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? Your track work, dude, like, what the hell? I'm like, just leave it alone. But he liked this area. This area was nice. But even his improvements, like Flagstaff Yard, I don't even recognize it anymore. Which kind of sucks, because like I was proud of that yard, but hey, he made it better. So, cross 27 again. So, a little mountain road that we pass by. So, we all know this area. Now you can't even see the train coming around the bend. You only get the crossing. Which I love. I just love that single power line just overhead. We get going up through here, which he was able to get this pond in. Which I think there's kind of be I don't know if a culvert or if we just split the pond and called it a day, but there it is. But the cool thing is so we have this switch here. We have this turnout, which brings us over to here, which there will be some wind turbines on the top of this hill off to our right. This is where those wind turbines would have been delivered to. This is the, oh, what's the name of that? I have to go look. So if we go to the Carrabassett Valley, this is the Kibbe Wind Farm project. So this cool little area where we can bring supplies. Not really bringing the wind turbines to them anymore, but this is where their supplies and equipment will be brought into by our railroad if need be. But the siding, it doesn't get a lot of use, so it's just there. And the cool thing is there's this bridge here, which would have been double tracked at some point, but now we jumped down to a single main. This will be the road that leads up towards the actual wind farm project. Like their entrance to their facility is, I believe, down here. So I'll have to put something in here, and then their road that goes back up on over there. Like it's right there, and then all the wind turbines will sit on top of this hill. But we keep pushing along, approaching chain of ponds. I don't know, I like this like little low cliffside that we have right here. That pleases me. But you can see right there in the back, the trees, encroaching onto the hillsides. Like we're actually getting a pretty decent scene. Another like double main bridge. The pillars are still there, but I love this scene. I know I'm saying that a lot, but like it's all nice to see. Oh, I didn't look down here. Oh, that's nice. We even gave the road like a little bit of embankment. Double guardrailed it like I would see. Gave a little help over here. So yeah, as we come along right here, we get back to a double, or a siding, because now we're approaching the Chain of Ponds siding. That was nice. That's very nice. So we have the siding that leads to the paper mill, which I'll take you guys to that real quick. Barely recognize this crossing anymore. But we know this bridge. I think this is all my tree work in here. He never changed it or something.